Unanimous decision and undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Islam.
So right now, one of the biggest questions in MMA is pretty simple. Who is Islam Makhachev going to fight next, and when is he actually coming back? As the current UFC welterweight champion and a former lightweight king, Islam is in that rare spot where every move he makes shakes up more than one division. I've been following every update. And even though there is no official name on a contract yet, we actually know a lot about the timing and the short list of possible opponents. In this video, I'm going to walk you through where Islam stands, when he is expected to return, and who I honestly think he is most likely to fight next at 170. Let me start with Islam's current position. He's coming off that massive move up to welterweight, where he beat Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322 to become a two-division champion. Since that win, he hasn't fought again, and that gap has only made fans more impatient and more curious about his next title defense. From what I've seen reported, part of the delay is due to a hand injury that kept him out of a planned appearance on that huge White House event the UFC is building in June. So right now, we have a dominant champ, a fresh belt at 170, and a division full of guys trying to be first in line when he steps back into the cage. There has been a lot of confusion about his comeback date, and I want to clear that up using what Dana White himself has said. At first, Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, told TMZ that Islam was going to fight in July.
And Islam said, hey, let's do this in July.
Which made it sound like he might be a part of International Fight Week and that whole summer run with Conor McGregor's return. That story spread fast, and I saw a lot of people online already fantasy booking a July title fight for Islam. Then Dana White stepped in and corrected it, saying the July plan was not true and that Islam's return is actually targeted for August instead.
Ali was out there saying July, and it's August that we're looking at.
So when I look at all that, I'm treating an August 2026 pay-per-view as the real window for his first welterweight title defense. Now let's get to the fun part, the names. The one I keep coming back to, and the one you've probably heard the most, is Ian Machado Gary. Gary has been pushing hard for this fight, and after his win over former champion Belal Muhammad, he truly believes he has earned that #1 contender spot at 170. I've seen him take little digs at Islam in interviews.
And you've got Islam Makhachev at the top of the division. You got to be ready to be able to stop people.
Even saying the delay in booking the fight shows Islam doesn't really live by that anyone, anywhere BMF style code. On top of that, reports and comments from people like Javier Mendez and other insiders keep hinting that Gary is seen as the main option behind the scenes. From a style point of view, this matchup is almost too perfect. Gary is a tall, flashy striker with a lot of confidence and a big fan base, while Islam is a dominant grappler with smart, patient striking and a champion's mindset. Islam's coach, Javier Mendez, has already said he does not believe Gary could survive on the ground with Islam, which adds even more fuel to the fire. If I'm the UFC, this is a dream pairing, the loud, undefeated Irish contender trying to take the belt from one of the most complete champions in the sport. That is why when I look at all the current info, Gary feels like the clear favorite to be Islam's next opponent. Even if Gary sits in pole position, I can't ignore the rest of the pack. The welterweight division is stacked, and there are a few fighters who could slide into that title shot if something changes. One name that always comes up in my mind is Kamaru Usman. He is a former welterweight champion, a huge name, and a matchup between him and Islam would be a high-level wrestling and cardio war that hardcore fans would love. There are also rising contenders like Michael Morales, who are getting mentioned as possible future threats if they keep winning in impressive fashion. On top of that, there are always wildcard ideas floating around in interviews and YouTube breakdowns. I've seen people suggest other heavy strikers or call for a surprise title shot if someone scores a highlight reel finish right before August. But when I compare those scenarios to the Gary storyline, most of them still feel like backup plans rather than the main path the UFC is building toward. Before I answer the big question, I have to mention Ilia Topuria, because his name has been tied to Islam a lot in the past. When Islam was still ruling lightweight, a lot of fans and even some media were dreaming of a champ versus champ showdown between Islam and Topuria. There was talk that this could even happen at that special White House card, but injuries, timing, and scheduling problems pretty much killed that idea. Dana White has also said that there was never a real signed plan for that fight, and Topuria seems focused on defending and unifying his own belt at 155 right now. So when I look at it today, Islam versus Topuria feels more like a future super fight possibility, not the realistic next defense at welterweight. So, after looking at all the timelines, interviews, and rumors, here is my honest answer to the question: who is Islam Makhachev going to fight next? Based on what Dana White has confirmed, I expect Islam to return in August 2026 for his first welterweight title defense after missing July because of that hand injury and scheduling issues. When I match that timing with the current contenders, Ian Machado Gary stands out as the most realistic and most marketable option, thanks to his win streak, his trash talk, and the way the UFC has been building him up. Until we see an official poster, nothing is locked in, but right now, if I had to put money on it, I'd say Islam Makhachev's next fight is most likely an August welterweight title defense against Ian Machado Gary. And hey, if you enjoyed breaking this down with me and you want more UFC deep dives like this, make sure you hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next one.